Our verse for today can be found in two different places in the Bible, in Psalm 14, verse 1, and Psalm 53, verse 1, and they read like this: "The fool hath said in his heart, there is no God. Corrupt are they, and have done abominable iniquity. There is none that doeth good." And in the Living Bible translation, it says, "Only a fool would say to himself, there is no God." And why does he say it? Because of his wicked heart, his dark and evil deeds. His life is corroded with sin. Now, some folks think that these verses mean that atheists are stupid or lack intelligence, but that's not the only meaning of the original Hebrew word for fool. In this verse, the Hebrew word for fool is nabal, which actually refers to a person who has no perception of ethical or religious truth. This passage is not saying that unintelligent people do not believe in God, but rather that those who have no insight into spiritual truth deny his existence, and that denial will eventually lead to horrible things. It's an iniquitous thing to deny God, and this denial is often accompanied by an immoral lifestyle because, well, when there's no one to answer to, why not just do whatever you want to do because there's no price to pay? The rest of this passage goes on to list some other characteristics of the non-believer. They are corrupt, their deeds are vile, there is no one who does good. Actually, the entire 14th Psalm is a study on the universal immorality of mankind. Many atheists are very intelligent, so it's not a lack of intelligence that leads a person to reject belief in God. There's no simple explanation to why a person becomes an atheist, but I suspect that the reasons are varied and stem from personal experiences that occur over many years. In fact, there are studies that try to logically explain why some people believe in God and why others don't. But there's one thing for certain, and that is this: not only does it take faith to believe in God, but it also takes faith not to believe in God. The person who believes that there is no God also has to believe that the universe created itself out of nothing, and you have to have a lot of faith to believe that. And then there are people who don't object to the idea of a creator as long as that creator minds his own business and leaves them alone. Some people reject the idea of God who requires morality from his creation. Several prominent atheists have admitted that they do not believe in a God because that would require obedience to his laws, which they don't want to abide by. The highly intelligent and renowned author Aldous Huxley openly admitted that a desire to avoid moral restraints was a motivation for his disbelief. In 1937, Huxley writes in his book Ends and Means, "For myself, as no doubt for most of my friends, the philosophy of meaninglessness was essentially an instrument of liberation from a certain system of morality." So they tell themselves there is no overseer of the world, there's no judgment day, I can live and do as I please. Rather than struggle against the guilty conscience, they completely reject the idea of God altogether. And our verse for today, Psalm 14:1, calls this type of person a fool. Thanks for watching, and if you like the material that we're presenting on our channel, please subscribe. We'll see you again tomorrow for another verse for the day.